The moment I saw the look in my husband's eyes that night, I knew I'd crossed a line I couldn't uncross. But by then, it was already too late. We were at our neighbor's housewarming party, soft music playing, laughter drifting from the kitchen, the scent of wine and grilled food hanging in the air. I was halfway through my second glass of red when Daniel, our new neighbor, leaned in close and made a teasing comment about my dress. I laughed, louder than I should have. Across the room, Ryan was watching me. His jaw was tight, his grip on his drink rigid, like he was holding himself together. I didn't mean to hurt him. I just wanted to feel seen again. Lately, it felt like we weren't really living together, just existing side by side, like strangers sharing space. So when Daniel smiled with that effortless charm, something in me, something lonely and resentful, wanted to feel wanted again. Ryan came over, his voice low but trembling with anger. "Can we talk outside?" he asked. I glanced at Daniel, who was clearly enjoying the tension, and then back at Ryan. I felt a mix of embarrassment and stubborn pride. "Relax," I said, trying to sound casual. "We're just talking." His hands clenched at his sides. "You're flirting, and everyone can see it." The words stung, not because they weren't true, but because he said them in front of everyone. The music seemed to fade. A few people turned to look. Heat rushed to my face. "Ryan, stop making a scene," I hissed under my breath. His voice cracked as he shot back, "You already made it." And then he walked out. The sound of the door closing was swallowed by the party noise, but the silence he left behind stuck to me. I didn't follow him. I told myself he was overreacting, that I'd apologize later, that he needed to see I wasn't someone he could control. It was a hollow excuse, and somewhere deep down, I knew it. When I came home hours later, the house was dark. His car was gone. I figured he just needed to cool off. I went to bed, still angry, still guilty, the wine softening the edges of my thoughts. Morning light brought clarity and dread. The other side of the bed was still empty. I reached for my phone. No messages. My stomach tightened. I called his name as I went downstairs, my voice small and uncertain, hoping maybe he'd answer, that the night before could somehow be undone. Then I saw it, an envelope on the kitchen counter. My name written in his precise, familiar handwriting. My hands trembled as I opened it. "You made it clear last night that respect isn't part of this marriage anymore. I won't beg for it. I'm done being humiliated. I've packed your things. Don't come back." I just stood there, unable to process the words. My eyes darted toward the front door, and that's when I saw them. Boxes. My boxes. My clothes, my books, even our honeymoon photo, all neatly stacked by the door. He had done it while I was still at the party. For a long time, I didn't move. The house was painfully quiet. I could hear my heartbeat echoing in the stillness. "Ryan," I whispered, though I knew he wasn't there. I sank onto the couch, clutching the letter, the words blurring as tears fell. The house felt foreign now, stripped of warmth, heavy with memories that suddenly hurt to remember. I called him. Straight to voicemail. I tried again and again until my voice broke. "Please, Ryan. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to go that far. I just wanted you to see me again." But there was no answer. That afternoon, when I tried my key, it wouldn't turn. He'd changed the locks. Panic crept in slowly, chilling me from the inside out. I sat in my car for hours, staring at the door that used to open for me. The home where we'd shared birthdays, holidays, promises. Now it wasn't mine anymore. The days that followed blurred together. I stayed with a friend, telling her it was just a fight, that he just needed time. But even as I said it, I knew, something in our story had ended that night, and I was the one who ended it. Every time I picked up my phone, the silence seemed to grow heavier. Then, finally, he replied, just one message. "I'm not angry anymore. I just don't trust you." Those words hurt worse than if he'd shouted. I tried to explain, to make him understand that I hadn't cheated, that it was nothing more than meaningless flirting, stupid and impulsive. He answered calmly, "Trust doesn't need proof. It needs consistency." And I knew then that I'd broken something beyond repair the moment I chose someone else's attention over his. He didn't yell or accuse me. He simply let go. Like he'd finally reached the end of what he could feel for me. For weeks after, I replayed that night over and over. The laughter, the look of disappointment on his face, the way I brushed him off as if he were being unreasonable. I'd called him insecure, when all he'd been doing was trying to protect what was left of us. One day, I went back to the house just to see it. He wasn't there. Through the window, I could still see the couch we'd picked out together. But the framed photo that used to hang on the wall was gone. That's when it truly hit me. He was done. Part of me wanted to defend myself, to insist it was just one mistake, that I didn't deserve to lose everything over a few careless words. But deep down, the part of me that had watched him walk away from that party, humiliated in front of everyone, knew the truth. He had trusted me in rooms where I hadn't earned his trust, and I'd betrayed that trust for a fleeting moment with a man whose name barely stuck in my memory. Months later, I ran into Daniel at a store. He smiled and asked if I was still with my jealous husband. I didn't respond. I just walked away, my face burning with shame, because Ryan hadn't been jealous. He had been faithful. I was the one who mistook devotion for control. That night, I found the letter again, the one I'd kept folded and worn from rereading. The last line struck me differently this time. I won't beg for your respect. And that's when I understood, respect isn't about dominance or pride. It's about love. The kind that sees your flaws and still wants to believe in you. I looked around my small rented apartment, its bare walls echoing with everything I'd lost. The silence that once felt calm now felt like punishment. If I could turn back time, I would have followed him out that door. I would have said the words that mattered, instead of chasing validation from someone who meant nothing. But consequences don't care if you've learned. By the time I finally understood, it was already too late, and I was homeless in every way that counts.